What's going on, gamers? We got some serious stuff to expose here when it comes to Halo campaign devolves trouble development. Oops, I mean evolved, but no, it didn't evolve. You didn't include the multiplayer. It's not evolving, right? I never got that title. But yeah, guys, this is crazy news. So are you ready to find out something? And Idle Sloth is sharing this. Remember, he is an Xbox gamer. He loves Xbox. But he has honest posts, and I like his page. But the development of Halo Campaign Evolved, believe it or not, a lot of it was outsourced to external partners. Here is the headline. Whoa, that's not fine. No, that's not cool at all. Are we ready to get into this? Adrian tries to tell you things. Why didn't you tell somebody this? Now you're getting the answer after it's already out and they got most of their cells. Yeah, let's get into this. This is a clown show. Become a member, leave a tip down below. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that hype button. Here we go. Halo campaigns evolved. Trouble development. Headline. Heavy reliance. Adrian's going to zoom in for you on you guys on that mobile device. Yeah. Heavy reliance on external partners that went poorly. See, key word here. If you tell somebody that you have like sub-reliance, then you're like, okay, there was some reliance on this. But when you say heavy reliance, this once again proves that 343 has failed at multiple Halo projects and they wanted somebody else to handle that. Why would your legendary 97 meta IP be externalized and outsourced heavily? Why didn't you let the community know about this? This means also this game was not finished and it was rushed to make some quick money. I'm just saying it's right here in front of your face. Heavy reliance on external partners that went poorly. Abstraction Studio handled major technical work. An Abstraction Studio handled major technical work and level design for all missions. Not a little bit of missions, all missions. From concept blockout through encounters, scripting, NPC spawning, and adapting levels for new features like Sprint. What do you think when you're going to abstract and heavily externalize it to a modern studio? They're going to add in a Call of Duty sprint and make it like Call of Duty. That destroyed the pace of the Halo campaign. On top of now realizing, oh yeah, why wasn't there multiplayer? Oh yeah, I wonder why. You could still add that in though. Hey, you still have the opportunity to you know what's so funny? You still have the opportunity to add that in and still be able to kind of get away with it, because then people would be happy about that and you could still fix it over time. But as of right now, all this is embarrassing because once again, what did I tell you? Microsoft does nothing but hide things. Now it's leaking out and getting out to people, and it's right here in front of your face. So we're going to read the post too about it. So we get an idea here. Heavy reliance on external studios. Abstraction Studio handled all level design and major technical work. All the missions, everything. Development with Abstraction began around 2023. So they're working on this for 3 years. Abstraction Studio. Halo Studios allegedly ended the contract mid-development around fall 2025. That's not that long, so they barely have been working on this game. No, man. This is not how you handle the 97 legendary multiplayer game Halo Combat Evolved, not Halo Campaign Devolved. The local multiplayer and the LAN partying was so amazing that they had to end up making a multiplayer aspect on PC. Do you guys remember that back in those days? It was actually awesome. Going down, we see much of Abstraction's work had to be redone. Yeah, they weren't happy with that, which helps explain persistent AI and gameplay issues. Remember what people are actually calling out? And you guys are people in the comments talking about this remake is amazing. I'm like, you go over there, okay? Abstraction is absent from the main credits. Only individuals appear in special thanks. Damn, think about that. So because they did because they took their work to redo it, they literally took them out of the credits, the main credits. They only got special thanks. That's 2+ years of development. The studio had been acquired by Virtuous in early 2025, but later returned to independence. An external partner responsible for cinematics also under-delivered and barely finished in time. So here goes another partner. They under-delivered and they barely finished in time. So now you're kind of getting the idea of what's going on here, leading to the decision to cut real-time cinematics. They cut content from the game on top of multiplayer. Then you delay the game. Why didn't you delay the game? This is why I say that you think Microsoft's releasing some of these games, but a lot of them are not finished. It's rushed out. Which is why player armor weapon customization doesn't appear in them. But then you have these people, like these butthurt Xbox fanboys on PC, and some of these PC fanboys, and just haters in general, PlayStation haters, they try to make it seem like Halo should have been exclusive to Xbox, and that was the problem. When I told them that is not the problem. The problem is it didn't have multiplayer, and look at this right here, and it's the way they handled it. You're not giving your quality the soul that it should have. And this is supposed to be Halo, your mascot. See how they still rushed it out? This needs to be exposed, which is why player armor weapon customization doesn't appear in them. So you're getting half-baked nonsense. Adrian tried to tell you. Internal studio issues under studio head Pierre Heinz. Importing, rebuilding assets for the hybrid Blam plus Unreal Engine proved far more difficult and time-consuming than leadership expected. Well, what do you expect when you go to Unreal AI Engine 5? Slop. Essentially, 100% of the assets had to be rebuilt. Duh, you abandoned the assets on your Halo engine. You should have stuck with that and put multiplayer there and did this the right way and then launched it the right way. This game should have been coming out late in the fall. Should have delayed it and added all that in and worked on that and did it the right way. Like Miyamoto said. Miyamoto said this, remember. A delayed game can eventually be good, but a rush game can be ruined forever. Think about that. Not rushing out to get money like they rush out Call of Duties 24/7 with AI slop. And we go down again and we see the same guy that they're talking about here, who's supposed to be the studio head, Pierre right here, reportedly promoted friends into key leadership roles, including the original executive producer and head of production, who were not prepared for the position. So this whole thing is a clown show at this point. And you're basically dumping on the legacy of Bungie and Master Chief so that you could rush it out on the market and hope to make extra money on PlayStation, on Steam, and maybe Xbox, I guess. I don't know. You have a day one on Game Pass, right? And now you wonder why people were also exposing this game, plus the political chicanery in there. You had a bunch of people who were not qualified. They're kind of letting you know this right here, but they're kind of sneaking it underneath your nose. Check this out. This contributed to unclear direction, shifting priorities, micromanagement, and tension. Guys, we could have had a much better remake. It could have been soulful multiplayer. But oh boy, Microsoft said that this was all okay in the end. Let's just get it out. See what I mean about this company? This is why you don't listen to brain dead Xbox fanboy channels that I was trying to tell you about. Because they will be the type to come and sit here and have a Halo gamer picture, kind of like Lamester, right? Just saying, think about it. And I was like, why do you have that? Look at this. And then you start to realize, man, why do I even listen to this guy even talk? Because it starts to get embarrassing after a while. Everything he defends, look at it. Everything AGN exposes and goes after, see why AGN is doing it. You see a vast difference in intelligence here. And somebody that actually makes original content and can make 3 videos a day without harassing somebody with his own thumbnails and cover multiple topics on multiple planes, meaning because I'm a multi-dimensional content creator, right? And I don't need to react off of nobody's pre-made video. All of this stuff I'm doing, I'm making. I would like to see losers like that make 3 videos a day, make your own thumbnails, and make the content original and cover it. But they don't. They sit there and they look for an angle off of somebody's pre-made content, and that's all they can do. They need you. You don't need them, because why would I ever reply to anything he does? Do you see me go to his videos? I don't need them, right? I don't, right? But he needs my videos. He brings his goons in here every single time, just like he needs Dreamcast guys' videos. He needs MBG's videos. They need us, you know what I mean? Because we can create our own content. I think that's what YouTube actually wants. Anybody can wake up and get off the camera and I can just be here talking, right? I'll be like, oh, no, I don't want to get on the camera. You know what I mean? I don't want nobody to see my ugly face. I'm not attractive. Yeah. I'm going to wait on you to make something so that I can just hit record off of it. You know, not I don't have to do anything. Come on, man. That ain't much better than AI slop that YouTube was over there deleting. Get out of here. Those leaders were later demoted and replaced, and the head of the production was eventually fired. So we had that going on. The multiplayer project Ecker was canceled so its team could be redirected to save Campaign Evolve and rush it out. I just go ahead and say it because that was right there. So the 343 and whatever they're doing with Microsoft has been all over the place. And then you wonder why you see the results of Halo now. It's embarrassing. It really is. One of the most legendary franchises of all time. In the last 9 months, the team worked under severe crunch for the mistakes you made. Late nights, weekends, constant firefighting, and pivots. Maybe you should have had this in the game. That's what you really, that's the type of firefighting we need. And managed to deliver a playable, respectable experience via Rebs Gaming. And Rebs Gaming is always pretty reliable. I like his posts. So you kind of get the highlight here. I'm going to grab this right here and use this because this is good. And it says right here, I'm told that Abstraction had issues with development early on, which is part of the reason why Campaign Evolved was well off track. But many of the problem stems from Halo Studios' over-reliance on external partners to deliver unrealistic results on an unrealistic crunched schedule. And then there was even more crunch after that. So they were outsourcing it instead of taking control of it and trying to work on a multiplayer project that they canceled 2 times. And they try to come out and say they didn't do that. Of course they're going to lie to you and say, oh, it's all fine, everything is cool, all this and that. Yeah, of course you're going to lie. I mean, what do you expect in the Xbox and Microsoft world? Hey, I'm just saying, right? I'm told that the external partner who helped create the cinematic struggled, was short, and barely made it in time for release. As a result, decisions were made to cut real-time cinematics, which is the real reason why armor and weapon customization do not appear in cinematics. It's right here on this channel. 609 likes. I can confirm that the process of importing assets into Unreal Engine did not go well for Halo Studios because it's not as simple as their leadership believed and professed it would be. Specifically, 100% of the assets had to be rebuilt to be Unreal compliant, which they didn't plan for. So a lot of time was wasted on the Halo multiplayer project. Remember that originally was a certain way with Battle Royale and going back again and then jumping on this while outsourcing to the wrong partners and then having to pick up on that and then learn Unreal Engine 5. No, man, this is not good. So guys, it's right there in front of you. And this just went live today. Literally not even 2 hours ago, damn near. Yeah, it hasn't even been 2 hours yet. It's 2:33 p.m. He launched this. I'm making this video right now. It's 4:11 p.m. on August 4th. So this just went live. This will start getting out everywhere. Get ready for that. I'll probably launch it obviously later. But I want you guys to let me know what you actually think about this. Does this actually make sense? Because in my mind, it should be called Halo Campaign Devolved. And what you should be doing to make it appear like Halo Combat Evolved is not only add multiplayer, but make and give gamers what they deserve. And it all needs to be free. All the content needs to be free. And I think if you do that, you can actually get a lot more sales for this game if you add in multiplayer, because a lot of people start flocking in just to play it. And then work on that Switch 2 version. Because you already put it on PlayStation. Put this game on Switch 2, I'm telling you. And then you could be okay. And then do the same thing with Halo 2. If you want to do the Halo 2 remake, 100% 343 Studios. But at this point, I don't know. A lot of people are just mad at them. And I don't blame them. Because what are you doing with the IP? But the thing is, give it to id Software, right? Do that. Put the multiplayer for Halo 2. And then get ready to put that on all platforms day one. And watch the results compared to the results of this. This hit the lowest peak ever in Halo history on Steam. It's embarrassing. That's not what you want for your legendary franchise. You have to treat this remake way more serious. This is why I say I don't trust this company, because if you can't treat your own legendary mascot serious and you throw it out like that and then release it rush like that, how could I trust you with any product? That's soulless, man. See, that's leadership right now that's okay with that. And these are people that are not gamers. They're AI heads. I shall let it get released. I don't know nothing about gaming. It's all a front. Because if you really knew what was going on, see, Phil Spencer would have said, okay, what? You know what I mean? Like, no. Like, or he should have if he saw that, right? You can't hide this type of stuff. This is where it's like, we need to let them know what's going on because we're going to have to delay it. Just like you had to delay Halo Infinite. Look at what happens when you delay that an entire year. You should have delayed this. See? To make it a quality remake the right way. And then ask the community if you cared, do you think we should include multiplayer? I guarantee you the whole entire community, people on PlayStation, people on Switch 2, if you include that, people on Steam, but even if you don't include that, would have said, yeah, of course. Why would you not have multiplayer? Do all this so that we can get a legendary remake. Wouldn't be surprised if they paid certain review outlets to even make it look decent because it barely is made it to 80 meta. That's what I'm saying. There's a reason for that because you're not upholding the quality of Halo. So this right here exposes everything. As usual, AGN is bringing you real content here to talk about real issues. How many times have you seen issues come out in the Xbox world that is like 30 different topics rather than one PlayStation issue, but it's been in their world? You see what I mean? You can focus on Xbox content for a while because all they do is give you so many angles to basically criticize them. They say, what are you doing here? Why are you doing this? Who wants to accept this? P-Brains? No, you shouldn't accept this. It doesn't make any sense. Everybody knows Halo should be in a much better position. Tell me it shouldn't be. You think you're accepting this? I mean, somebody like GameStop, that makes sense. I mean, look at his mindset. I don't see why he would ever try to make anything greater or better because just look at him. You know what I mean? But like when you see AGN's mindset, he's trying to tell you, I want this to be much better. I want you to perform at your best. I'm not a low IQ nincompoop who's going to sit here and accept this brainwashed nonsense and then all this hiding. And look at this. It's right here. Why would you accept this? You should say you want to do better. If not, then they just keep on dogging you that way and throwing it in front of you and saying, give me your money and destroying everything you care about. It's what they're doing, right? So why do you want to accept that? That's why you support channels like this, because we would make the industry better. The true companies in the gaming industry want the best community feedback from the most intelligent people who can give you that voice, who can tell you, you want community feedback? Here it is right here. Now let's talk together and we can work to make it better. You can listen to what I'm saying because you realize I'm actually intelligent and you can say, you know what, he's right. Let's go do this. And then when it improves, it's like, see, the community and the developers, it used to be a thing back in the days when things were better. Unless you know what you're doing, like Nintendo. Amazing developers. Same thing with From Software and all that. But yeah, I mean, this is stuff we need. So once again, keep on gaming no matter what platform you're on. Shame on you, Microsoft and 343. It's right here. Later.